Hi, this is Maria. Welcome to my craft room. Today we're making Mother's Day cards. Before we get started, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Click that notification bell and you will be notified when I post a new video. Let's get started. Today we're making Mother's Day cards. So I need to make I need to make 6 cards. So we're going to try to get it all done today. I'll fast forward through the coloring because there's going to be some coloring. Places in the Heart and In the Moment are both stamp sets that came forward from the previous catalog. But they're beautiful and I love these. So we're going to use them. And this is paper from the new catalog from, what is this called? Fresh as a Daisy. So this is actually the front and back of the same paper. But I like this. It's just so pretty. And I wanted something quick and easy that I can mass produce. So this is going to be wonderful for that. So let's go ahead and get our paper cutting first, and then we'll see what we're going to do. All right, so here I'm going to probably fast forward because we're doing basic card bases, and then I'll cut the paper as well. So bear with me. So here I am cutting the card bases. I'm going to score at 4 1/4, and I'm going to cut at 5 1/2. And I'm going to repeat this a couple of times because I need 6 card bases. Just remember to score with your score blade and cut with your cut blade. Here I'm measuring my stamps so that I know what size to cut the basic white. The first cut here is 2 1/2 by 3, and I need 4 of these. I'm just making sure that those are going to fit the images that I want to put on those. And then the next one is going to be 3 1/2 by 3 1/4. I'm just double checking the math here to make sure I cut once, measure twice, and cut once. And the last piece here will be 2 1/2 by 4. All right, so there's my white pieces, and then I will cut my background color. There's some crushed currant here. We need these in strips of 4 inches. Let's see, do we want that? Yes, that's fine. You have to, it's got some color gradation, so you have to make sure you're cutting where you want it. We're just going right down the 4-inch line, and then on the side we're going to do 5 1/4. And this paper we're going to cut at 3 3/4 by 5 to make that nice layer. So there's all our paper cut. Let me get my scraps out of the way. You can always keep your scraps. You never know when you're going to need some. So I've got specific people that I'm making cards for. So I've got a little list here going. So I know what I'm going to be making. Let's see, from Places in the Heart, I'm going to, let's see, this one is this one, and this one is this one. I'm going to use Stays On because I want to color. I'm going to use Stays On black because I want to color. All right, so I need some blocks. I need a nice big block for these. All right, is that going to fit? Yes, it will. And we're going to do some watercolor on these. Beautiful. Let me clean this up. I've got a stamp cleaner right here on the side. And then I want this one Yes. Beautiful. Okay, so that's those two. And then on these are just the outside of the card. We'll put some sentiments on the inside. I need this one. These are going to fit in this little pieces. Okay, so I want that one. For my sister. Beautiful. Isn't that so pretty? Beautiful. Just beautiful. All right, the next one we want, this is my other sister right here. And she's got grown kids, and it seems, this seems to be the perfect image for her. I love the way all these stamps kind of, they're similar, so they kind of go together. But you can get something very personal for each person that you're making for. All right, and I'm just using all these stamps. I need that one. For my new mom in the family. Ooh, I might be cutting this one close. Oh, beautiful. And then I think I need a second one of these. Yeah. So I do have someone in mind for each of these cards. So that's determining which stamp I'm using. Beautiful. Okay. Now, anytime you use StazOn, you want to make sure and clean your stamps, because clean them really well, because StazOn over time does have the potential to harm your stamps. Letting them sit a little bit while I do this is not going to hurt anything. Okay, so we're going to start some fast forward here, and I am going to start the coloring. I'm going to grab a water pen and a little block, also the silicone crash sheet to use as scratch paper with a blending brush. We're going to dip right into Bubble Bath to give a little soft shading on the outside of each of these images. We're going to use crushed curry for the dress because it is in the background of the paper. This is Berry Burst. This is Early Espresso on the hair. Check the back of the paper pack if you're not sure of the colors you need to use. And we continue with the same colors. Crushed curry, Early Espresso on the dog and the book. This is Lost Lagoon. Blueberry Bushel on the pants, and Berry Burst again on the socks. In this image, we're continuing the same colors: Blueberry Bushel, Berry Burst, Early Espresso. Here we're using Lost Lagoon, Berry Burst, and Early Espresso. Early Espresso in the hair again, Crushed Curry, Blueberry Bushel, Lost Lagoon in the pillow, and Early Espresso. I blended Daffodil Delight with Crushed Curry for the blonde hair, Berry Burst, Crushed Curry, Blueberry Bushel, and Early Espresso. So here we're starting the assembly. I'm going to fold all of my card bases, grab a bone folder. You don't need a bone folder, but it makes very nice creases. Very easy to use. Just fold them all in half. Aren't they so pretty? Beautiful images. So I'm folding against the crease. meaning that I creased on one side of the paper. You flip it over to do the folding on the other side. You get a crisper edge that way, especially if you use a bone folder. So we're going to do the same thing on all 6 of these cards. Grab the whole stack and give them one last pass. And now we are ready to assemble. We're going to use Stampin' Seal to adhere all of these layers together. You'll notice here that I changed my grip right about here. I changed the way I was holding the Stampin' Seal. I've put a little cutaway here so you can see my finger placement. That made such a big difference in the way the seal went on the paper. That change in grip also forced my hand to hold the tape more vertically against the paper. Again, such a big difference. Remember that when you are layering using Stampin' Seal, that paper is going to go down very strong. So hover over that lower piece so that you are exactly sure where you want that top piece to come down. If you need more wiggle room, use liquid glue. It will be a lot more forgiving for you. Go ahead and do all the rest of these layers the exact same way. And next we just adhere these onto the card bases. I zoomed in here a little bit. And we're going to use the Stampin' Seal again. You see how I'm holding that upright a little bit? Man, that helps so much. That's so pretty. Now here you have an option. You can put it this way or you can put it that way. It's however you think looks best. I'm going to raise these up on dimensionals. These are full-size dimensionals. You can use minis if you want. I'm using an old pokey tool that Stampin' Up! Used to sell. The current tool is the Take Your Pick tool. But I like to use the things that I have, so that's what we're doing. Here we are with the next one, same process. Attach the layers onto the card base and then select the next image. I like to make these cards because they're so personal. Every image here I have a person in mind that I want to send to. It's so nice to send someone a handmade card. And the process continues. You could lay down all the backgrounds at the same time. This is just the way I happen to do it. Since they're all similar, they're going down the same way. Beautiful. Oh, missed one. I love the beautiful paper. This catalog has some stunning papers. I'm very impressed. Sometimes, you get a catalog and sometimes I like the paper and sometimes I don't. I refuse to buy things that I don't like. So if I'm showing it to you, you know that I like it. I just refuse. Here I ran out of, actually I have more dimensionals, but I don't like to waste things, so I'm actually cutting the little edges here and using those. Use up everything that you've got. The little edges work just fine. There we go. There's another one. As I'm looking at this, I'm thinking that I should have used the other yellow, the new color Wild Wheat. I don't have that yet, but I think that yellow might have worked a little bit better for this particular project. It's a little darker yellow. It still looks beautiful. I'm not going to change it, but if you're following along and you have that other color, I would try that. Beautiful. And here's another one. And here's the last one, and I'm realizing that I missed a background. There's the solid piece here is missing. So sure enough, I had put it away. I put my scraps away earlier, so just dig it out from the little compartment that I keep them in and put them all together, and we can finish this project. I've sped this up just because I work really slow sometimes. I like to take my time, and it's just easier if I do a voiceover sometimes. If I can get the card done quickly, then I don't go to do the voiceover. It does take longer because then I have to edit and I have to fast forward. But this is one of the reasons I can't work live. I would just drive myself crazy because I work just way too slow. And there we have it. Aren't they so pretty? I love this paper. These turned out so well. Personalized cards for individual people. I love it. So we're going to use There Are Places in Your Heart You Didn't Know Exist Until You Have a Child on some of these cards. And on the others, sometimes the most productive thing you can do is relax. I just thought it was another way to personalize, so each person would get an appropriate inside sentiment. Beautiful. All using same papers and very similar sentiments. That is so pretty. Beautiful. Using In the Moment stamp set and Places in the Heart. If you want to find them in the catalog, they will be, let's see, on page 73 you will find Places in the Heart. If you forget, you can look in the back here and it will give you an index. In the Moment is on page 96. There you go. And the paper you will find on page 130. That's this paper here. All right. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and click that notification bell so that you are notified when I post a new video. I hope you like these cards. Thanks for watching.